Hello everyone, my name is Phuc Lam, and I'm going to be inspired for today's Inspired 2025. I was previously inspired for 2024, but I decided to go on the debating career in 2025. However, my English teacher thought that debating was really hard since they were 8th graders, so now I'm going to talk about the history of coffee for my inspirers. Now, let's begin. Now, the history of coffee has an uncertain start, but legends can help us trace back to coffee's history. From the legends that we have, Chaldi was the first person to discover coffee beans. Well, on the 9th century, the story is that Chaldi's goats accidentally ate the berries of the coffee tree, and then they got so energized that they didn't sleep all night. Chaldi found this very interesting, so he proposed these beans to the abbot of the monastery, which was having trouble staying awake during the long evening prayers. After the abbot converted the cherries into a drink, the abbot liked it so much that the abbot shared with the fellow monastery. After all, sharing is caring. And word spread from there, from the monastery to the people to even more monasteries, and boom! Ethiopia is now in love with coffee beans. Now, taking a huge leap to the 15th to 16th century, coffee was becoming popular in the Arabian Peninsula. Now, coffee beans were being grown in what is now Yemen, and in the 16th century, the rest of the Arabian Peninsula also came in and continued the coffee tradition. And now you can either drink coffee at home or at the coffee shops, which has a name so complicated I cannot say it because I'm not an Arab. And then Europeans came by. They discovered the coffee beans, and they were interested in it. And these people were the pilgrims. So these European pilgrims decided to go back to Europe and spread the word of the coffee. Now not everyone embraced the coffee, since some people still called it a bitter drink from Saint himself, which is quite ironic since the feeling after you drink it is quite heavenly. The fact that Venice when coffee was put to Venice, the Pope literally had to come in and approve of the coffee in order for it to be used there. Now moving on to the 18th century, coffee bean. A brave adventurer got a coffee seedling, went to the Americas, and planted a seedling over there. That single seedling is now the plant of every single coffee in the Caribbean, South America, and Central America. And also people were trying to get French to put the coffee in Brazil via French Guiana. Now, originally, France didn't want anything to do with this, but when they saw the very attractive person who was trying to persuade them, they just agreed for some apparent reason that they can't behold. Brazil now has coffee, and at the same era, the French and the Dutch wanted to plant coffee in Asia too. So they took their colonies, Java and Vietnam, respectively, and put some coffee plants in them. And now, coffee plants in Asia are now very big. Yeah. And then that ends my debate. That ends my point for the history of coffee. Goodbye.